Tell us a little bit about your injuries. Because obviously it had you out for quite a long time. You haven't boxed, I think 2021 was your last fight. Quite early on 2021.
Yeah, April, I believe it was.
In lockdown. Yeah, April. Yeah. So what was the first injury? What was all that about?
Basically, a lot of people that know me know anyway, I had a pilonidal sinus. Like, it started off at right at the top of my bum, lower back kind of thing. It was started off like a little tiny lump. They cut it out, it come back, they cut it out maybe 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And then they done a big operation, which has had like a 98% success rate.
Good. But
it never fixed me. I was one of them 2% that it didn't fix. So that's called like a Limburg flap, I believe it was called. Okay. That never healed me. So my surgeon was saying that I'm the first ever person that he'd give up on. Basically, that he doesn't know what to do with me anymore. Wow. He was a bit upset. He didn't know what to do. He had no other options. So then I think he basically sent an email out saying, I've had this injury all through going for a long time now, maybe ongoing 5 years. It would go, come back, and I've always been on antibiotics the whole time. Obviously,
and boxing?
Obviously in between these operations, I had to get black kit because blood was always pouring through.
Black kit? What's that?
A black boxing kit because the blood was always leaking. Like, I've always been leaking, patching myself up for like 5 years. Wow. Antibiotics, the wounds wasn't healing. It was just a nightmare, day-to-day living, patching myself up, bleeding, getting changed, keeping it clean. This is happening like maybe 3 times a day. I'm having to do all of this, and in and around training, it's been a nightmare. Yeah, having to wear a black boxing kit to stop the blood pouring through and on antibiotics, so I wasn't to my full potential. Obviously, I'm still happy with how things went, but I needed to get it fixed. It was a big issue that needed to get fixed, and alongside that, I caught septicemia twice from it. Put me in a bad way. Yeah, it nearly killed me, so.
Wow.
But we moved forward, and in the end, I got put onto a specialist up in Birmingham. A surgeon called Garth Titley. He was an amazing surgeon, and yeah, he managed to fix me, and he had to move an artery around and get real close to some vital bits and bobs, and he managed to fix me. And ever since that, even day-to-day life, not just training, it's been different. It's been a lot better, and yeah, it's been great. I can't thank the Birmingham Hospital enough and Garth Titley enough, really.
Amazing, man. It's good. Like, how did this, obviously, it happened 5 years ago, you've had this start.
Yeah.
Is that when were you an amateur still, or were you a pro then?
I was still an amateur. I was still been an amateur, because it's been ongoing for ages, so I haven't had a good run without having that injury, Wow. And then obviously on top of that, I had a bad shoulder injury. So I literally got the surgeries done back to back. I had my bum fixed, so to speak. It looks like
I've
been bit by a shark. So
wow.
It's it's a bit of a bad scar, but as long as it's not bleeding, it's not open, it's not infected, and I can get on with my job, that's all that matters.
Did they say how that started, or was it just something that
basically when I first got it, they was telling me it's an ingrowing hair.
So they didn't know what it was at first.
Well, I think where they don't know, they tell you all sorts of rubbish.
Yeah.
They tell you it's an ingrown hair. Then I got told you've had a haircut and it's stuck in your back. All sorts of rubbish. But when I got to the specialist up in Birmingham that finally managed to fix me, they was honest with me and they said, look, a lot of people can say this, can say that. Really, we don't know where this, I think it's like an infection or whatever it is. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know whether you're born with it. We don't know whether you develop it later on in life. We don't really know much about it. We know how to get rid of it, kind of, but we don't really know much about it. It's one of them things that they don't really know much about. So that's why when I'm going to the doctors, to the hospitals, I wasn't really getting no answers because nobody really knows anything, So they would just keep chopping me open like a bit of meat. And not really getting to the root of it, not getting it all out. So every time they're cutting a little bit of it out, then it's coming back. And it's still infected, so the wound's staying open. It was a nightmare, but I'm all fixed now and good. I'm very pleased for it. And then obviously after that, about probably a month later, had my shoulder surgery.
Is that an injury that happened?
Yeah, that's just
years
over
ago?
the years. Yeah, I had a lot of scar tissue, a little bones
from all the
back.
boxing and stuff, don't it?
So I had 2 back-to-back surgeries. Nightmare. And it's not ideal for my career, but what you meant to do, there's not much we can do around it, you know. Just have to stay strong. It's hard to stay strong-minded when you've got all this going on. You know, you want to be shining under the lights.
Yeah.
And how can you be? Because if something's not letting you, it's mentally, it kills you. But you got to stay strong, keep doing what you can, have some good people around you. And just keep moving forward. And I'm lucky enough to have some good sponsors that stuck by me through that. And at Chapter 8, Nathan Chalice and Langley Arb, Nick Dearding, 2 of my main sponsors that stuck by me through thick and thin, and I can't thank them enough.
I guess they supported you during the time.
They supported me, through the times when I needed them most, you know. And there's obviously I've got some other good sponsors too that come on board when I'm fighting, but their main 2 stuck by me through thick and thin when I was out the gym and when I need them the most.
I think you've said you've known him for quite a while as well, right?
Yeah.
So have they supported you in the amateurs as well? Is it just when you turn pro?
No, just as a professional.
Good. And that obviously help you as hopefully you go further in your career.
Of course, they make sure I've got everything that I need and moving forward.
How long were you out for when you had your shoulder injury? How long did that whole process take?
I'd say, because I was having problems with it for a while, then they was telling me physio, do this, do that. So it kind of mixed in with the other surgery. So all in all, I wouldn't know, because it was getting better. And then it wasn't quite fixed, then I'd spar, then it would go again. Then that's when we decided to have the surgery, and then managed to crack on now. So it's all good now.
Good man. So how long has that process been for the shoulder injury?
I'd say about a year.
A year on just a shoulder injury. Wow. So now you've obviously come in at the end of that now, hopefully. Yep. How's your shoulder feel? How do you feel physically?
Feels good now. It feels good. I maybe went back in the gym a couple of months ago, and it wasn't quite healed yet. So I went back for more scans and seeing what the problem was, but then they realised it hadn't quite healed yet. And that's why it was still hurting. It wasn't new injury or the same injury. It was already fixed, but just needed a bit more time to heal the inside. And with plenty of physio and stuff. But hopefully now we're ready to rock and roll.
But do you know what? People don't actually see that sacrifice that you have to do as well, right? There's a lot of behind the scenes that you have to do, injuries that people go through. You know, they've got families and stuff to deal with. And people just see the spotlight, right?
Yeah, and another thing, you get a lot of people say, like, they'll be like, when are you back in the ring? When are you doing this? About time we see this, about time we do this. But they don't know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what we put ourselves through. They haven't got a clue. It's easy for them to sit back on the sofa, eating crisps, eating chocolate. It's about time he fights, it's about time he done this, but they haven't got a clue. So it's different, you know, it's different. They don't know what we put our bodies through mentally, physically, and they don't understand. So it's quite hard, but I understand that because
they want to see you fight as well.
Yeah, that's it. And
it's a good thing because people support you.
Yeah, that's it.
People want to see you fight. But I guess there's the other side of it that people are just being spiteful, like, he's not going to come back.
Yeah,
he don't have it. He don't have it in him.
Yeah. And they don't understand. They don't understand what we go through. But we'll be back soon.
Back soon, man.
Knocking people out. New and improved.
Listen, you got to knock people out looking at your record.
New and improved. So we'll see.